If God is male, why are we afraid of giving him a woman?
Look at what he puts on his head. It's too much of a witch doctor.
He's a young man. I've had 33 years on my shoulders of pastoring work. I don't want to talk to Piri himself. I might want to talk to the one who taught him.
Can I kneel down? No. This is not Nigeria.
I've been reading about what people have been saying about him. I want to go and talk to him. A lot has been happening.
How dare you speak about my tribe in such a careless way?
People in ministry, most of them are hypocrites.
Bible itself, are we holding the right book in our hands? If not, where is the right book?
The problem is that there's nothing that you can show.
Is it wrong to look after a man of God? Come on.
Remember, in my life, I was a street kid. That's why I'm streetwise.
This man is a hustler. His sibling died of malnutrition.
Now, I don't know whether 100 people who opened the cases of rape against me.
Where does he get time to sleep with over 100 people?
My name is Zonda. Don't forget that. Angtelelo abantu.
When I grew up as a young boy in the rural villages of Maswingo, Bikita in Zimbabwe, every time it rains, we'll be dancing and saying, "Mvura ngainaye, mvura ngainaye, tishe makavu nedakataka," and we'll be dancing in the rain, almost like celebrating the rain. And it has not left me, even at this very old age.
The bishop bath in the rain.
You call that witchcraft, you call that tradition. That's your problem. I am just celebrating the history from where I'm coming from. I believe when I stand in the rain, I have a chance of getting a clean bath, of realigning myself with my energy, celebrating my history. If it is demonic, well, I'm coming from a demonic space, and allow me to become a demon going forward.
Now, in our area also, it will work as the ICC because you don't have any other wall that can take more than 1,000 people. It's also for job creation because it employs almost 100 people, which are young people.
I think we need to approach a man who does such kind of things for his own people in the township who are looking for employment.
Our main boardroom, the one that we just came out of, it's our small boardroom. Now, these two next to the consulting room, these are my bishop.
You know, I've seen his consultation rooms. Maybe he never took me to a room where there is a big snake. I'll be so much interested to see a room where that big snake is.
Morning.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. Only those who don't have children know how to bring them up. I have 4 girls in my house, so you can tell. And in my own space, I'm going to have a conversation with my daughter and find out exactly where she is. Her name is Fuyo. She's the oldest in the house, so we have actually an adult in our house.
I need to choose an elective between risk management, compliance management, and logistics and supply chain.
What do you see yourself doing?
I'd probably do risk management and compliance because that's what mommy did. I think it's very interesting, but I'm where the money goes.
As we meet in this common space as father and daughter, one has to be available to listen to them also. You know very well that the first boyfriend of the daughter should be the father in the house. And I hope that all my children actually must find a husband just like me. Otherwise, you initially had done a course. Pastry, yes. How will this, which you want to do now, fit into what you want to do in the greater scheme of things? Until we teach our children to be solutions to the community, they're going to become slaves of the community. For that reason, her career, they must be preparing her to go and find solutions in terms of alleviating the social ills that are in the community. Put your stuff together. I want to visit you at your flat. Vuyo has a famous statement, and I think it is rubbed off to the mother. Every time someone calls, "I'm dead." And I'm saying, how many times are you going to die? I will be past, I will resurrect you. I just hope that I can have the power of Likau. When my daughter says, "I'm dead," I can also resurrect her.
I want to buy into bakery and stuff. Because starting from scratch is also a lot of work.
Every young person, sooner or later, You need to learn how to consolidate. If you look at what I've done from writing to church work and etc. At the end, when you put all that into writing, it gives you a greater content. The modern child has been taught to be independent. And in the midst of independence, I just hope that the independence does not mean start from the beginning. Until a child finds what she's doing and what the father has done, then you are able to build on the profile of what your father has already done. In other words, Vuyo has no right to begin at 25. Her life must begin at 75. That's what I mean by consolidation. Build on the interests of the past.
This is our church.
Okay.
All the 62 branches that we have in the country are born out of this house.
Wow. The one in Everton.
Yeah, Everton is a place of prophets. In South Africa,
Yeah.
the Spirit of God descended in Everton.
He has impacted many lives, many people. You know, this man, he started from nowhere and God has raised him to be where he is. I think we need to celebrate black excellency.
The money of the church.
Yeah.
This is how you eat it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, sometimes people, they say pastors and bishops eat tithe money. At least the man, he knows where to throw his tithe.
Ninkinga yenu is that this man, God, there's nothing that you
To
can
show,
show.
absolutely.
What is it that you have done?
As the Bible says that bring all your tithes so that there may be food in the house of the Lord. You know, look at this man, is well taken care of. Is it wrong to look after a man of God? Come on.
Good health. A bit of ginger, a bit of lemon, red chilies, and some purple onions. That's enough antibiotic in your system to last you for weeks on end. Upiri mai kuluma nami uthi mina ngiyisango, but Upiri uyadla imfino. Piri eats vegetables. But in his Christian space, he has been told that when you do these things, they're traditional and they're Sangoma stories. Listen to me, good people. The best way of understanding 7 industrial revolution is humanity living in harmony with nature. Since you don't have a boyfriend, there's no need to worry about garlic, is it? You have not said anything in that regard in a very long time. But I know you don't have signs of being a vegetarian, but somehow I want...
Yes, I did.
It's important that we develop an interest in the smallest things happening in the dolls and the toys of our own young children. Because if they can trust you with repairing the broken ear of their own doll, one day they might trust you with giving you their ears to the broken relationship where the partner is no longer listening. But you know, the best way of making money, always identify what a community needs and package that to a level that people are willing to pay. Maybe I was not there when Vuyo's toys were broken. That's why now she cannot trust me with her boyfriends. If I could have an opportunity of repairing those dolls, I would make my chance. And my friend, of course, Pastor Piri, is also telling me he's dealing with his own daughter in that same setting in terms of his own divorce and other issues. But all things being equal, we need to be there when children are dealing with smaller things. I had another pastor preaching about 2020. I was wondering, where do they collect all these years? I mean, the other day, I almost laughed to death. These other young boys holding stones, waiting behind the bush. Written at the bottom is that they're waiting for the pastor who said, next year, it was going to be your year. Now, Abafundisi bathi, ngiyambona February, uzabamba. Ngiyambona March. We've been to August. Hey, man, go deeper, man of God. We are now heading for June. We are on lockdown. There are problems. It is true, therefore, that many pastors who say they've been in conversation with God, they never saw him, they never smelled him, they don't even know what God looks like, giving us promises of what God has never said.
It started in 2001.
To a lawyer.
We don't even have to toy all what we need. We just need one tail of a snake because snakes do work.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I mean, wow.
Yes, sir. Yes,
what
sir.
a
Yes, sir. Yes,
powerful, structured organization. As I'm sitting down, I'm very nervous because I'll be talking to a bishop, a teacher of the word. And yes, I want to hear what you want to say, what has been happening in his life, you know.
Now I hear that my good friend Upiri has gone to visit Zondo all by himself. I mean, it would have been very nice for him to take me with him. I also had a few questions that I wanted to ask Pastor Zondo.
Maponga is my elder brother. I'm not coming with him because he's gonna embarrass me like he did. I introduced him to Muyema.
When he says he's gay and he's looking at men's bum. Estate.
Yeah.
Be plowed.
I don't know what to do to Bishop Zondo. Both of them I respect, but kwamanje Bishop Maponga ngicela usale too. I remember when I was going through a divorce, you called me, you helped me, you counseled me. I remember precisely that morning, I was in my room crying like a baby, and that call healed me, and I stood up and I was able to walk around in my property and just pray and ask God for direction. I've been watching the news and reading about what people have been saying about you, and I think this pained me because you are a father and you are a pastor, and I know these cases, these stories, they damage you. Newspapers are writing about him, Facebook is talking about him. Out of respect, I just want to give him my ear.
Let me borrow the words of Tyler Perry when he was addressing a group of students. He said, as you grow as peers and all of you become successful, we clap hands and we drink beer together, we enjoy. But if one decide to shoot up, he becomes now the enemy.
Wow.
All these other ones, they destroy him because now he has somehow gone up. That's the situation.
I believe as Black people, we need to be decolonized by learning how to appreciate one another. Look at what's happening in business, in politics. The tendencies of bringing one another has become the order of the day, not only in South Africa, but the entire continent. You know, this is so touching. As Black people, sometimes we don't really get to this level of excellency. What's your secret, sir?
Abafundisi, it's not about secret, it's just using your cop.
Okay.
This is South Africa. We've been under apartheid for too long. The churches that were run professionally were only the white-led churches.
Any Black man who has built an empire of this nature commands our respect.
You've got the spiritual side of the church, and you also have the business side of the church. What you see here, it's a business side. This is what we have been striving for the past 32 years.
You can never effectively run an organization without having a business model. That's why we end up having people that get exploited because pastors are looking for quick money in order to run their organization.
Don't forget, I'm Black, and you cannot outdo other Black people, because remember that we in South Africa, the question is, who do you think you are?
As I listen to the Archbishop talking about Black to Black hatred, I'm asking myself a question. Have I hated another brother because of their success? If the answer is yes, I need to repent.
When you talk about challenges, and it didn't start yesterday. It started in 2001 when I decided I'm not going to go to America. We bought the steel structure. Then people started saying we will never be able to do it. His name is Jehovah Jireh, the Lord who provides. We were able to do that. When we were digging up the trenches, I lost most of my pastor's friends. Wow. They walked away from us. I was driving from home going to the Wednesday service. Then on the road, I saw a big poster that says shootings at Zondo's church. And there was nobody dead. All what they wanted to do was to make sure that people don't come to church. Now, those attacks started when we started with the buildings. There were snakes in my church that built the churches and all that. I wish I can have one snake that builds. South Africa needs more snakes. So we don't even have to toy. All what we need. We just need one tail of a snake, because snakes do work.
Absolutely.
You understand that? We are Satanists. I was all over the news just because we built that building. I was made a project. The very same building I'm showing you, it was bombed.
We are dealing with mafias in the house of God, eh? My church was bombed just because I've been doing well in ministry by the grace of God.
They brought in even a Muslim guy who came in with 8 petrol bombs while the church was packed. People started jumping, and by the grace of God or by the grace of the snake, I'm not sure, none of them got injured.
You know, when my church was bombed in Protea Glen, it was heartbreaking because we lost money in instruments and other facilities. That is the worst experience any pastor can go through.
I was not aware that these people are working with the people inside of the church.
In every group of 12 people, there is a Judas. There's something that I learned from Jesus Christ. He knew that Judas was going to betray him, but it was cool with him, eh?
There were cases of more than, I don't know whether 100 people who opened the cases of rape against me.
Sure, rape is a hectic thing, eh? It's a big deal. I don't know what to say.
But most of those people, they withdraw, only 3 were left. The third one among them wanted to do that. The husband said no.
This man has more than 60 churches, a very busy man. Where does he get time to sleep with over 100 people?
If I were to tell you the secret, the first 1 million, it was eaten by him.
I know the guy. He's a journalist, the friend of Maponga.
My name is Zondo. Don't forget that. Angtelelo abantu. We were sitting with my wives the other day. Then the news.
The Archbishop.
Yes.
This is exactly why I'm here. You know, when I heard this news, it broke me because I related to my story. And as a leader, he gives us hope.
We were supposed to be killed during December. Now they were hunting us. For them to know if we are in the country or out of the country, they had to do something on the social media so they will get the response.
This is scary. Somebody hunting you down in the church.
My wife had an operation, so she could not climb the stairs. So we got this house where it's a flat house for that period of recuperating. So all of a sudden, then we received the news that says my wife has left his matrimonial home. Then I asked my wife, wait a minute. Nalohen, we are here, but people don't see you here. Where are you?
Oh Lord, I give up. I just give up. Who would want to harm a man of the cloth?
But something that I will tell you before those things happen, we found cameras in my offices so that when I talk, whatever I say, people will hear me. Maybe soon you'll hear the stories coming up, maybe. But me and my wife, we have been together since we got married, past 33 years, and we are still together today. And I will continue to be together until the day of the Lord. Unfortunately, men of God, when another man fell into a trap, they laugh, they enjoy. And their good strategy was to use the public court to say, let us just damage his name among the people.
Among Christians, it's like once you succeed, somebody wants to shoot you down. I think the church must just grow up and stop this mambo jumbo and focus on Christ who loves us all.
Now, there were people in the church who will sit and say, now so many members are no more coming to his church. And they will laugh and enjoy. Each and every level, each and every territory had its own principalities and powers of the darkness that will come and try to fight you and to destroy you.
In fact, when that happens, it means you are progressing.
They are nobodies. They are nothing. They will just back and back and back and make a lot of noise. But you must see when they move forward, you will tell that it's money. And these people are not moneyed.
Hey, we need to pray for those people, else they're going to damage the church.
They are after your success. And they will look at the rapists, they will look at other people and try to compare me. I heard one guy, I won't talk about his name because he speaks like sometimes he's on drugs. He was insulting me. And I said, God, bless that man and heal his head. If I were to tell you the secret, the first 1 million, it was eaten by him. From that church.
I know the guy. He's a journalist, the friend of Maponga. What can you do?
They took me to CRL Commission.
I
went there. You know, Mr. Commissioner, you see me, I'm from Everton, between Orange Farms and Small Farm. I understand that I'm poor and you're not expecting a black man like me to rise up. In church, we got 2 sides, the business side and this one. I'm not selling church. I'm selling this one plus Coca-Cola and Zimba chips. Do you have a problem with that? Why should I have 5,000 people coming to church and they must go and buy water somewhere? I must be stupid. God is bringing money to the church. I'm chasing people out of the church to go to the mall. Why can't I open the mall myself and employ my own people? So I created that. That's why there's a CRL commission. They say we commercialize the church. And Brur, I've got my own company that sells this thing. I'm registered, I'm paying tax.
It is encouraging to see a man of the cloth running a company, paying tax, employing people, and funding the church. That's encouraging.
When they learned that there's nothing that they can point finger at me, then they said, can you help us? I said, let's help you to run this government. You see, this government is our government. But now, the problem here is that now politicians and those that are in government, they begin now to compete with us.
You know, as the church and our politicians need to work together because we are both saving people. At times, the church provides shelters, help the underprivileged, and there's no way that politicians and the church should not find a common ground and find a way of working together.
Instead of saying, Lama Chitalana, they've already congregated people, so when you want to vote, we can just go there and lie to them and get the votes, you know? No, now they work behind the scene to destroy our churches.
I understand the pain of my leader.
My name is Zondo. Don't forget that. Angtelelo abantu. I'm a South African. Yazing in a card. The ID card. So these other people, they try to treat us as if we are foreigners in our own country. Yeah. And they don't know that the church has the power. You know, Jesus is not like the Council of Churches of South Africa, where when you make a mistake, they walk on you.
Actually, there is a silent war between traditional churches and charismatic churches. And I can relate to what he's saying.
God, when you make a mistake, he remembers you when you were strong, that you fought for him, so that he need to protect you. You see, that's how God works. And what the enemy wants you to carry when you go out, he wants to give you a gift of condemnation. And there is therefore now no condemnation to them that are in Christ, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. This is our country. I don't have dual citizens. And I will protect what God has given to me. Whether it's a child, whether it's a property, I will protect it with all my strength. Where I fail, God will take over. But I had to protect what God has given to me. This thing has caused a big damage. But you know what? There's something about this God. He will give you a perfect peace.
What a great lesson. For me, the only person that can give you peace is God. As the Bible says, he gives the peace that surpasses all understanding.
I wish I can have a seminar where I tell the people or the pastors and tell them it is possible. You don't need to go outside. You don't you only need Jesus Christ and his word. And for the word of wisdom, success, free of charge, free consultation. Yeah, free consultation.
It is encouraging to hear this coming from a leader who has gone through various challenges and is able to acknowledge the power of God, not any other thing.
We are the best pastors in South Africa. We know that they are rotten potatoes. Yeah. But let's just take them out and let us not throw the whole bag of potatoes out there.
Yeah.
Some of our friends, their coffers are running dry, especially our prophet from Pretoria.
But Ponga is a sellout because he's in conversation with Solomon.
Apostle, Bishop, I don't know whatever they call him. I feel like he's also on a gravy train of another colonial era using Buddhism and a new world, new age concept.
Why we stand aside and look? I woke up this morning with a very heavy heart when I saw that video clip of a white man putting his knee on the neck of a black man till he died. Emancipate yourself from mass slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds.